Mphathisi for most of my life. He started out being this geek who only spoke English to being this handsome big little brother in my life. He was one of the people in my life when I was little to, in my adulthood, one of the most important people in my life. Great friend, confidant, an example of what a man and a husband should be. He was my Mr. Mpumlwana when I had to attend all these red carpet events, and he would hold my hand to make sure that I wasn't scared, because I get so uncomfortable in crowds. And he looked after the women in his life. I was just an example of the love that he gave to the women, to the sisters, cousins in his life. Amazing, amazing soul. My son was his son. He raised my son to know what a father's love is. Recently we were talking about him, and there was Utando, Vangile, and myself in the room. And I realized that we each had a separate name for him. Mphathisi knew how to have individual relationships. So if you're not careful, and each one of you refers to him as the way that you know him, you might think you're talking about three different people. There is So from Vangile, there's Ba from Tando, there's Kuj from me, and the three of us have to figure out who we're talking about. He loved each of us individually and separately, and brought so much togetherness at the same time. Each of the women in the family that he related to, we felt special to him. So it was almost as if ndim ndodwa amthandayo uMphathisi, ndim ndodwa onale relationship noMphathisi. But when we start to compare notes, we realize that no, you are unique just like everybody else in his life. To the children, abantwana bakaMphathisi, I have this to tell you. You reap what you sow. Seriously, you reap what you sow. Your father sowed love for each and every one of us that knew him, each and every one of us that he touched. And this you will reap, because we will love you with the same amount of vigor that he loved us. He sowed wisdom. There is never a time, you can get into an argument, noMphathisi, and lose the argument. But you never felt like a loser at the end of that conversation. Somehow you felt like you won. Somehow you felt like you gained something at the end of a conversation, noMphathisi. I'm going to miss those. And the humor. Oh, insini kaMphathisi ngapha kokuqonda. And of course, there's a Mpumlwana Ntsini, and then there's a Filtane Ntsini, and together culminated in this humongous soul. Love, respect for others, for nature, for women, especially for children, for family, and loyalty, loyal to the core, loyal to a fault. I love you. I'm going to miss you. We are going to miss you. So, kujing. And I don't know how to handle this, and none of us know how to handle it. But we will pick up where you left off and love your children, love umamkebe, and hopefully be an example of what you've taught us in future. Bye, Kush.